Did you know that if you work for the Trump administration, you are effectively above the law? Or at least that's what the DOJ told us yesterday when they announced that they would not be prosecuting Attorney General William Barr and Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross for the criminal contempt charges that Congress has filed against these two men. Now, before I go into the details, this was 100% expected. Nobody actually thought the DOJ was going to prosecute William Barr or Wilbur Ross. But it does send a very clear message. It sends the message that we're above the law, that even though our two men broke the law, we're not going to enforce any penalty. They are free to do whatever the hell they want, even if it violates the law, because we've got their back. That is the message that was sent. Now, in all fairness, apparently this same thing happened with Obama's Attorney General Eric Holder. Many years ago, the House voted to hold him in criminal contempt because he did not show up. The DOJ then said, we're not going to prosecute. Now, over the years, and it actually angered a lot of our audience, we went after Eric Holder on countless different occasions. Guy was absolute garbage. And this move of his to not show up when he was subpoenaed is also absolute garbage. He should have been held accountable for it. I'm not going to hold him to a different standard than I am William Barr and Wilbur Ross. They should all be held accountable for these actions. Do you know what happens if you or me get a subpoena and we just say, screw it, I'm not going to show up? Yeah, within a matter of minutes, maybe hours, depending on the workload, we're going to get a knock on our door and it's going to be a police officer coming to take us away. That's what happens in the real world. Same thing if we don't show up, if we got a subpoena from Congress. Police officers are going to come knocking pretty darn quick. And they have every right to do that because subpoenas are legally enforceable. But this DOJ says, nope, we don't care. We're not going to do anything about it. Obama's DOJ said, we don't care. We're not going to do anything about it. And this lawlessness is absolutely disgusting. It doesn't matter which party it's coming from. We cannot stand for this. Now, there is a remedy. The Constitution does lay out an impeachment process, not just for the president or the vice president, but also all the underlings, right? And that includes William Barr, it includes Wilbur Ross, and the impeachment process is exactly the same with the exception of the fact that if it's not the president being impeached, then the vice president definitely presides over the Senate trial. So, Democrats can 100% move forward and impeach both William Barr and Wilbur Ross. We know they won't, but that option is on the table. However, the Senate is obviously not going to vote to remove these guys because the Senate is the one who voted to put these guys in power. They're not going to get rid of them. They love them. They've given them everything they've wanted. But the Democrats can absolutely, in the House of Representatives, hang that scarlet letter of impeachment around the necks of both William Barr and Wilbur Ross and send a message to future generations of leaders in the administrations that lawlessness will not be tolerated. Sometimes, and the Democrats really need to understand this, it's not about the end result, it's about the message that you're sending. And right now, this country desperately needs to see that message from you. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.